Good morning, all. Jamani, good morning. Si unipungie mkono tu. Thank you very much indeed. Just before I say anything, let's clap for this lady. Commissioner Asante, very difficult to get me to give you 7 out of 10. So tentative 8, well done. Our guests, the Deputy Ambassador, European Union, GIZ, all leaders present, wangwana, mabibi na mabwana, hamjambo tena. Hamjambo tena. Mheshimiwa Koti Mingi. Asante sana kwa kutukaribisha hapa City of Champions. I'm at home here. And you see, just a couple of minutes ago, I was decorated with something. And I hope there's something else that comes with it. So, Kotimoja says, it's very good here tonight. I like to be here tonight, so if this is anything to show, lazima iko kitu. I'm very new in this ministry, just recently appointed by the President, Dr. William Ruto. And I'm sure he has a reason why he appointed me to this ministry. And I hope that we shall be able to work together with players in this industry so that we can take Kenya to the next level on this platform. And I say this because I know that this is the way the world is going. And the issue of data privacy cannot be overemphasized. And I want to assure Koti Mingi, your data is protected. Your data is safe. I probably would not have said this a couple of months ago because I was out there. I did not know much, but sasa mimi ni mjuaji ajabu. I know a lot. So your data is perfectly in safe hands. I also want to say thank you to our partners. Kenya has been placed on top in Africa in terms of digitization, data protection, AI, and those issues. And we want to be on top, not only in Africa, but also amongst equals in the first world. So Kenya should be placed somewhere there. And I'm sure together we can get there. Allow me to read a few points or a few comments. And if I do not say anything you do not like or seem to agree with, you blame the commissioner. But if I say anything that makes sense and is good, that is me. It's my esteemed pleasure to join you today for this year's annual Data Privacy Conference, commemorating Data Privacy Day 2025. Observed globally on 28 January, this day represents an international endeavor to raise awareness about the significance of safeguarding personal data and fostering trust. This year's scheme, Safeguarding Personal Data to Spur Digital Transformation and Economic Development, underscores the need for a comprehensive approach to data protection across organizations, communities, and society. It emphasizes the proactive integration of privacy considerations into daily practices, moving away from addressing privacy as an isolated issue. I'm pleased to note the presence of stakeholders and delegates from diverse public and private institutions, academia, and civil society organizations that process data. This year's conference builds on discussions from the previous 3 editions held in Nairobi in the year 2022, 2023, and in Kisumu the year 2024, last year. This year's theme also reflects the strides made in Kenya Kwanza government Kenya Kwanza's government's digital transformation journey under the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, better known as BETA. Africa's rapid development in digital infrastructure further highlights the necessity for enhanced data protection measures, a comprehensive legal and regulatory framework, and regional cooperations to foster a thriving digital environment allied with Africa's agenda. Excuse me when you hear my Latin in between my reading. Just as the Deputy Ambassador has a heavy accent in German, I have a heavy accent in Latin. In line with this theme, the Kenya Kwanza government is implementing foundational initiatives such as the ambitious deployment of fiber optic cables for nationwide connectivity and establishing 25,000 Wi-Fi hotspots in key areas like markets, bus stops, and educational institutions. Digital literacy and entrepreneurial programs for the public and officials aim to maximize the use of ICT infrastructure being rolled out. Additionally, the deployment of Jitume digital labs in all TVETs and innovation hubs is equipping young people with critical digital skills and access to global opportunities. To this end, the government's commitment to digitizing public services and records is anchored on an enabling policy and regulatory framework that safeguards data privacy and protection. The right to privacy is recognized as a fundamental right under the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Relevant laws and policies, such as personal data protection laws, cybersecurity legislation, consumer protection laws, and internationally best practices, govern this area. In Kenya, the Data Protection Act, number 24 of 2019, mirrors the Malabo Convention and the General Data Protection Regulations, GDPR. It regulates the processing of personal data and establishes the rights of data subjects and the obligations of data processors and controllers. The provisions of the Act are broad and well-intentioned, encompassing foundational principles such as lawfulness, fairness, transparency, accuracy, confidentiality, and accountability. Koti moja, ndugu yangu, umesema wanaandika nyinyi sana. Sasa mimi niko pande hii. Wewe uko pande hiyo ya siasa. But rest assured, we have laws to protect misuse of computer and cyber crimes. And we should also know that there are ways of reporting. If these things are reported to the police and law enforcement agencies, we should be able to get there. I've been talking about good use of this space, responsible use of this space. Someone has asked me, Kabogo, when they put you in a coffin and put you on social media, how will you feel? I said nothing because I'm not in a coffin. On a lighter note, but let's be responsible. This is what I say. And I tell our young men, because I have some in my house, if you put someone in a coffin and display it on social media, on X or TikTok, Facebook, or anywhere else, it will be fun for you doing it today and your peers. But you get married tomorrow. Hopefully, if you're active, you get a baby in 9 months. And 20 years later, your young one will be 20 years old. If you're put in a coffin then, how will your son or your daughter feel? Let's use this space responsibly and for the good of society. And I want to tell my friend Gab, don't worry. Don't worry. Endelea tu kupambana kwa sababu hiyo ndio hali ya maisha. You know, politicians, when they see many people wako na raha, they are happy because they get votes from them. But there's a difference between politicians and leaders like Gab and I. Watu wa wasingisho ni sawa. Gab is a responsible leader. There's a difference between leaders and politicians. Maybe I'm not a politician. Because politicians just think about the next election. But leaders think about the next generation. That's why we're here. Protect your data. Protect private data so that the next generation will be sawa. Sasa unasikia bwana wacha wasiwasi. Where were we? You know, these gadgets, now they've started moving. So I gotta find where I was. The rights to privacy, I did that. You know the beauty of AI? Next time you invite me here in the next conference, when the deputy ambassador speaks, I will have something recording. When the European Union representative talks, I will have it recorded. And as you play the bit about who Kabogo is, I will reorganize it with AI. I will remove what it is that you have said in my speech, and I will say the rest that has not been said. How is that? How is that? Data privacy concerns, however, undermine this trust, particularly in the era where automation dominates most services. Building trust requires a strong emphasis on emerging technologies such as data privacy, AI ethics, mobile security, and cybersecurity. This includes implementing data protection by design and by default. While data processing drives innovation, data handlers must balance user privacy with the potential benefits of data-driven development. Through today's panel, the discussions that will follow, hopefully, we will explore constructive ways to embed data privacy measures into organizational practices. Data is often referred to as the new oil, making its protection vital in combating fraud, cyber terrorism, and other malicious activities. It is imperative that public and private organizations comply with data protection laws to serve the public interests. Data-driven innovations can transform lives and create substantial benefits for society and businesses. However, it comes with risks concerning data safety and privacy. Regulations of data processing is therefore the next frontier. This conference aims to address the operational, strategic, and legal challenges arising from digital transformation at national, regional, and international levels. All stakeholders must adopt the culture of data protection by design and default, consistently applying data protection principles. Furthermore, entities processing personal data must register as data controllers, processors, or both with the Office of the Data Protection Commissioner to ensure compliance and maintain. You know what has just happened? If I was doing this for campaigns, I would be very worried. Gadgets, this is what they do. Anyway, you can blame the ministry. We talked about data being oil. The ODPC has now established regional offices in 8 counties. With the Eldoret Regional Office officially inaugurated during this conference, I urge stakeholders in the North Rift region to engage with the ODPC, learn about compliance obligations, and familiarize themselves with their rights under the Data Protection Act. As I conclude, I reaffirm the government's unwavering commitment to safeguarding citizens' privacy, advancing digital infrastructure, and promoting innovation. Protecting personal data is not merely a regulatory requirement, but a catalyst for digital transformation and economic growth. Together, we can make Kenya a leader in digital excellence and inclusivity across Africa. Si Kenya hoye jameni? Si tuko hapo? With those few remarks, I want to say thank you very much, Bwana Governor, for inviting us here. I hope I have said things that are important, and those that are not, you can blame her. Asante sana, and God bless you all. Please receive the greetings of our boss, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Mheshimiwa Dr. William Ruto. He said hi, and I said I will do it. And those who are saying, Mlima iko shida, Mlima haina shida. Mimi nitaenda mlimani baadaye na nitatumana salamu za Mheshimiwa Rais na zitapokewa. If a few people are making noise, my friends, hiyo ni wanasema kwa lugha yetu, wanasema nini mambo ya chura? Macho ya chura haizuii ng'ombe kunywa maji. In Latin, I have said, the eyes of a frog does not stop the cow from drinking water. I don't know whether that makes sense in German. But hiyo kelele iko mlima itakuja kwisha. Itakuja kwisha. Haiwezekani kamwe wewe ukue jikoni mahali kunapikwa, alafu ukishafurushwa umetoka nje ya jikoni unaanza kusema unajua huyu bwana alikuwa anapika sumu ananipatia niwapatie. Huyo mtu ako sawa kichwa yake? This is not a day for those things, but excuse me, I have not been on the platform for 7 years. So I take this opportunity to fix things that need to be fixed. Do you understand? In Kenya, we have bus stops where we are putting digital hotspots. And I'm telling you, those that are not working will be working soon. So as you wait for your bus, you will use the internet to do your biashara. But while in the bus stop, how do you find your bus? By looking at the board. Eldoret Express, if you're going to Eldoret. Kisumu Express, if you're going to Kisumu. Machakos, if you're going to Machakos. When you see a bus written, going nowhere, utaingia. Utaingia. Sasa hawa wenzetu wanapiga kelele huko mlimani, wanaingia basi haiendi mahali. Kwa hayo machache, asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki.